basically it, you know, just common sense.
Now that you've stopped smoking, do you find now when you're in a room, say with the guys after gig, if everyone's smoking, does it kill you? Do you have to keep away from it?
Well, we don't let it, actually we don't allow it in the dressing room.
That's smart.
And, you know, because the thing is, you know, especially in nightclubs where people are drinking, if one person lights up, then the whole room lights up. And, you know, just because this is what we do for a living, we have to kind of be a little bit, you know, hard about it. But in towns, in cities that have banned smoking in nightclubs, and then being a former smoker, I know that's kind of a pain in the ass because cigarettes and beer go so well together. But in the long run, you know, like we'll do a run in California where you can't smoke, and then you go do a gig in Arizona or Nevada where you can't smoke. Immediately you kind of realize what it does to you. So I think it's in the long run, it's best for everybody.
So now this last record, we're listening to it all the way down here. It sounds great. When you're writing stuff yourself as a singer, do you got a guitar that you're jamming riffs with too that you come up with, or do you let the guys bring the riffs to you and you write stuff over it? Is it a combination? How does that process work for you these days?
Both. I mean, really what we do is, John Paul's a studio at his place, and one of us will sometimes come with a riff, or we'll just start jamming. I mean, these guys, they're so prolific that I probably only end up writing lyrics on 10% of the stuff that comes down the pike, and we just have hours of music that's kind of more instrumental, which is one of the reasons the Bakerton group came into being, because there's some riffs that I would listen to. It's like, well, it's not so easy to sing a rhyme over a 13 or, you know, over a 9. So, but, you know, it's really democracy, and we can't say who wrote what at the end of the day, and that's fun. I don't think anyone's like, well, you didn't pick my riff for this song. We never had that issue.
Okay, so as far as when you're working on riffs, you got a favorite guitar or anything like that you play? Play piano maybe? Like where are you coming from? I use a laptop, and I used Digital Performer for quite some time, and then I switched to Ableton Live just for writing purposes, and I have just a little synthesizer and use Reason to write really, really basic beats, because I live in a small house, can't play drums to begin with. But, I just have a small Fender solid state amp, and I've been running a full tone 69er OCD pedal to make it sound like it's cranked, and just a Shure 58 going into a box, and I have a Audio-Technica $150 mic going through a compressor. I mean, outside of the computer, it's only a few $100 in gear. And recently just switched to, I started playing a G&L guitar, and it's kind of defected to the Fender side of things. But I'm sure I'll defect back. I mean, there's no reason not to play both of those guitars, because they're both, you know, Gibson and Fender are both great. Yeah, they both offer something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Process, your new producer this time around, did he lean in a new direction, or?
Well, this was my favorite record to make by far, and I think in the past the studio's kind of been a drag for us because it was almost like work, and we don't like that too much. But what we did this time was we basically wrote the record front to back, and then went on tour for 2-3 weeks all the way from the East Coast to California, and then just rolled into the studio, set up, and played our live set. And that really helped kind of, we weren't worried about the performances because we already knew them. I mean, we knew the parts, so we just played as well as we could. And Joe Barresi, who hopefully we'll use for the next record, it comes from a more engineering background, where he'll listen to a song and we'll go, okay, I'm going to use this mic, that mic, and this mic with this cabinet and that head in a room set up in that position and keep messing with it, looking for things that are beyond me. But that's why you need somebody like that who has that talent and can almost be a temporary dictator too, and say, okay guys, do this, don't do that, because the way we operate, we'll just sit around and
yeah, it's kind of limitless, right?
Yeah. Blast Tyrant, and we went completely digital just because we hadn't done it in the past. So screw it, let's try it. And it has its merits, but I think for us, it's that kind of school is better for maybe the very beginning of the songwriting process, where you can click and drag parts and just do it real quick, but the performance is always going to sound a little bit sterile if you're a slave to a CPU. So I think we kind of found that balance now. It's like you can use that at the beginning to mess around, but there's no replacing, a kick-ass performance.
Yeah, that's a lost art now.
I think so. I think the digital thing is good because it's leveled the playing field, where kids can now have studios in their bedrooms very easily.
Yeah.
At the same time, it makes it too easy in some regards, because you're going for the icing and the fundamentals you can skip very easily.
Yeah. Need to put in that time in the basement, make a noise first.
You get yelled at by mom.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Neil, thanks for talking with us today.
Sure, no problem.
Right now.